Right. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome back. Getting ready for SmackDown Live. I don't know what they have planned for tonight. I don't pay attention. I've been busy. I was not feeling good today. Wendy kept us up till 5 o'clock this morning. So we've been been one of those days. I want to welcome back Ronnie. Bobbitt will be with us soon, and then that's all we're gonna have tonight.
Yeah, I scared everybody away when I came back.
We are Trek free. Yay. No, I'm just kidding. Well, thank you. It's one of the shirts that I have at my shirt thing. I don't even know if the link is in there anymore, but
it's not. I gotta put it back in. It's Teespring store.
Yeah, at the Teespring store. It's teesprings.com // Cold Bone Show. So that's where you can get this T-shirt. I think it's $25.
Yep.
Not bad. It's comfortable. I like it. Been chilling today. Trying to get rid of a migraine. I actually got rid of it. How's Ronnie doing today?
He's doing okay, hanging in there.
Good.
Yeah. The only thing I know about tonight is with the King of the Ring, we're getting Shelton and Chad Gable.
And Ali versus
Murphy.
And I know that there was one other thing. Somebody put something out. WWE put something out today on the network. What it is, I don't know. I can't remember because I deleted it and I should have remembered. So last night's show, again, the wrestling was good, and we talked about this. And Ronnie, who wasn't well, she watched the show, but she doesn't have old timers disease like I do.
Was it CRS?
Yeah.
Crap! Can't remember a fucking thing.
I can't remember a fucking thing. But the wrestling is good, but the booking is shit, or the storytelling is shit. And if the storytelling is good, the booking is shit, or the wrestling is shit. So WWE needs to find a happy medium. And with SmackDown, they did that last week. I thought they did a pretty good job last week of doing both. I mean, they had their moments where it was, but for the most part, SmackDown was pretty decent. So yeah.
Raw was decent.
Huh?
You're talking about Raw last night, right?
No. I was talking about SmackDown. We're talking about the storytelling versus the wrestling. So SmackDown, if Raw can... And the problem with Raw, if you paid attention to Raw last night, everything happened at the beginning in the first 2 hours. The last maybe 45 minutes of the show was absolutely fucking boring. And then we talked about this yesterday. They didn't make an announcement. They usually make a big announcement. And the big thing on the show last night wasn't even the King of the Ring. It was the fucking tag team gauntlet match. I'm not calling it the tag team turmoil. I'm calling it a gauntlet match because it's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was. So that being said, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, that's not, that wasn't a gauntlet match. Yeah, it was. Go back, watch a gauntlet match, watch a tag team turmoil match. It's the same thing. Why did they just call it a gauntlet match? I don't understand it.
And Gina mentioned this last night too. I mean, with the tag teams that they had, we haven't seen the Usos, and then I couldn't think of the team's name last night, but even AOP. They weren't even in. I mean, I know the one was hurt, but they did come back.
I think
haven't seen them again.
I think they're having issues with visas, work visas, or whatever. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about them, and there's really nothing for them. I mean, now would be the time.
Just because of who they put together as a tag team, and I mean, there could have been other teams that could have been in that.
Yeah, I mean, yes, AOP would have been a great tag team to bring back debut, and just destroy everybody, except for the War Raiders.
Right.
The way that they did that last night was stupid. It was completely and utterly stupid. I disagreed with what they did. But welcome, Bobbit. How are you doing, man?
Hey, Bob.
I'm doing all right.
Okay.
Hey, Ronnie. There's a chunk of my leg missing now.
That's great. I don't want to hear about it. If anybody doesn't know, Bobbit had a biopsy today. Bobbit should be telling you, but I don't know what. He hasn't specified, and I'm not going to force it out of him. If he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't have to talk about it. Now would be the
basically what it is. Basically what it is. I've had these bumps on the back of my leg for months now, and they wanted to do a biopsy to see what the hell it is. So we got that done today.
Sanity does no longer exist, Aaron. Killian Dane is in NXT. Eric Young is floating around back in the backstage area. And what's the other one?
Alexander Wolf.
Alexander Wolf is in NXT UK. So Sanity does not exist anymore. And I knew they weren't. Here's the thing. Vince has stated before, and this is, if you look at the OC, factions are not a main priority list for Vince. He doesn't care for them. I don't care for factions really. I've never really been a fan of factions, unless they call for it. The four horsemen, that was a faction, but they didn't have to have. When Ric Flair was in world title matches, they didn't have to interfere. They did it to tell a story. Factions today are there to interfere and cause distractions, and it just don't work. It doesn't work. So with factions today, I don't care for them. With the Undisputed Era, I still don't think they need them. They're just using them. So I don't know. That's just me though. I'm not a big fan of the Undisputed Era.
Well, the other thing is too, come October, when all these things start taking place, and you've got NXT on TV, you're going to have Raw, you're going to have SmackDown Live. They may start breaking these guys and putting them just in tag teams or just making them singles competitors.
Right.
But to put a faction together, just to put them together right now, you of course you got the New Day, and with the Bullet Club / Gallows, Anderson, AJ, whatever they're trying to do with that. You've got, like we said, Undisputed. So all three shows have a kind of faction already, but just to put them together and say, okay, this is what you're going to be called, or this is that. We seen that what happened with that last night with Rude and Ziggler.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no explanation. It was, okay, just go out there, have the tag team. And Austin did mention to me today, and I think it's because of the weekend, but Cesaro's in the UK right now.
Yeah, I seen that today.
So I don't know if that's something permanent.
I think, yeah, he might only be going for a one-off. I don't know what they're doing, and it's fine. I don't care. I think he's talent enhancement. So anything that he does, he's a company guy. Everybody's like, oh, he should leave the company. He hasn't been utilized properly. Look, Cesaro understands where he is at in the pecking order of things. I would assume, and he's getting paid pretty good money to do what he's doing. Now, would I like to see him get a push? He's already gotten a push, and it didn't work.
Right, and also with Sheamus being out with his injuries and not knowing what's going on with him, I mean, they kind of had to split that up. But even, like I said, because of the weekend, I know that UK event's on Saturday. I know they're doing the pay-per-view Saturday afternoon. That just may be a reason because of it being over there. But he did wrestle last night against Cedric, and I mean, it wasn't a bad match. But again, it was just, there was no point to it. And we saw what happened with that, with Cedric getting hurt.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. I love Cesaro. I love his in-ring. His in-ring is some of the best out there.
Yep.
He's very tough. He's legit in the ring. I'm going to say that. I just WWE needs to create new stars. And somebody put out a very good point today. Like, and I kind of do agree with it. I mean, I don't agree with everything that this guy says. And it's not fucking Dave Meltzer, it's not Brad Shepard, it's not Ryan Satin, it's somebody that's just an everyday person like me. Or anybody else. Forgot what I was gonna say because I'm trying to.
You went off on a tangent.
I did. Lacey Evans getting called up. WWE has to create new stars. They have to create new feuds. There's not enough women on the roster to actually have 2 championships, in my opinion. There's really not. There's really not. I don't care what anybody says. Well, the men have 2 championships. Why do the women have to have the same thing as the men? What good is it? If that's the case, give them another tag team title. They have too many champions. The men have too many championships, in my opinion. They need to do away with the brand split. It's not going to happen. However, they need to get more women up on the main roster. And there are women down in NXT that are main roster ready. They just won't bring them up. I don't know why.
They feel they have nothing for them right now.
Okay, well, I think that's a dumbass lame excuse, but whatever.
But even with the women, I mean, after the promo last night with Sasha about the tag team belts, I mean, right there, I mean, they were dead in the water when they came to the rosters.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the teams. They've thrown the teams together. You don't see Tamina anymore because Naya's not there. Really, the only team that is still together is Mandy and Sonya, because the Iconics are now, Peyton's out on honeymoon, what they're going to do with them when they come back. And then you got Kyrie and Asuka, and look what they did with them. They put them together and didn't pull the trigger with them. They decided Alexa and Nikki, a new faction team that they put together, would go with the title run now.
Right. I just, my God, Wendy is being
a glutton.
A glutton. Like, she's starting to eat real food now. So she's like, every time we get something to eat, she's like begging. She's like
a dog. Go ahead, say it.
Sitting there begging for food. Like, she'll, I want. It's like, God damn, child, stop.
Wait, she starts moving her hands like the little dog bag.
Don't look at me, I ain't got nothing. She's looking at me whining now.
You still have chicken in your mouth. Finish it.
So, with that being said, so yeah, we're getting ready to start SmackDown, but the one thing that I'm looking for tonight is just them to continue the storytelling and the combination of storytelling and wrestling. The wrestling's been decent on Raw. They've actually let the wrestlers go wrestle, give them time when it's needed. But the show is 3 hours. Pay-per-views used to be 3 hours. In fact, the pay-per-views now aren't 3 hours. Why is Raw 3 hours? Is Raw a fucking pay-per-view every week? Because if you look at the pay-per-views today, they're nothing but a glorified Raw. That's it. There's just more wrestling involved. So.
And it drags out longer.
Yes. You have the commercials.
Because of the recaps.
You have the commercials. It's stupid. They need to figure out what they're doing. Cut the show back. It's not happening. That's what they need to do.
Well, and with the upcoming, like I said, come October is just going to be such a wrestle-filled month that we're going to get so burnt out because you've got the Saudi show, you got the pay-per-view, you got SmackDown Live, you got NXT coming, we've got AEW coming into play, New Japan looks like they're going to be having tournaments. It looks like every day pretty much in October there's going to be something wrestling related or weekend.
Right. October, my birthday, dude. God damn, that Wendy.
It's Kenny Omega's too.
I don't care. And then a month later, Wendy's.
And then Wendy's got a big 1 year. Hey, and that's a Wednesday night for Kenny Omega, so that's going to be an AEW night.
Yeah. And they're still opening up the show with the same thing they opened Raw with. And then they didn't even have. But they didn't even have Roman on the show last night. And no, they did have it in the middle of the show.
But they opened it with Sasha and Natalia.
You know what I mean.
There's a plate for you in the microwave.
What's that?
There's a plate for you in the microwave.
Yeah. You're going to have to take over.
Yep.
Heather's going to take over. I've got to eat. Heather's going to take over here in a minute. So I'll be here. It's just Heather's going to be on camera.
Hi, buddy.
How's it go? I was fighting migraine all day, but I've been okay. I'm feeling better. I'm tired. I actually took a nap today. Good. This is just so dumb. I mean, I get what yes, it's dumb, but they did it for a reason, and I think it's funny. It's nobody, and it's supposed to be nobody because it's not the person that did it. Go do your concert, Elton Jahan.
Jahan.
So, all right, I'm gonna go grab a bite. I'll be back in a few. Here is Heather. Or not. Oh, you are coming.
I'm just gonna give it a
Bob, and I'm waiting for Blues Clues to join the chat because I see they got a new host now.
Oh, it's not just a new host. He's coming back with Steve and the other one along with him.
Yes, I saw that in the little notepad /phone that he carries now.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. There's a couple left in the pan. Interesting that we're getting Kofi here.
Hey, we're getting who today?
It's just Kofi. They do. Oh, I know. I'm sitting in front of a computer. I need to have a baby in my lap.
I was going to say, yep. She's like, where? It's my screenshot time.
No, now it's going to be, wait. He's got food. Peeking around the monitor at his plate.
Decisions. Food or camera?
Food or camera? Let's see if you
Wendy's gonna be the. Wait, I have a feeling that Wendy's gonna be the feature of Instagram.
Hey, Wendy.
She chose the food over the camera. She is wicked.
Oh. He knows what's up.
Oh, excuse me. Well, as JP said at the top of the show there, Anne Reed, she's been a little chip today because she woke up at 2 in the morning, did not go back to sleep until 5, and fought both of us all the way through that time. So. That was a good dinner, I must say so myself.
What'd you have tonight?
Made baked chicken breasts with green beans and chicken flavored stuffing.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Nice meal. Yeah, I'm trying to get all my cooking out of the way just in case with the weekend with this tropical storm hitting that I have stuff. That way I don't have to worry about cooking it.
Exactly.
I'll prep a lasagna for the weekend and just cook it Sunday, but I probably going to end up cooking it sooner, and then that way we'll have it ready.
Right.
Of course, Austin's like, it better not interrupt the pay-per-view this weekend.
Yeah, sure. What you gonna do about it, Austin? Go out there and shake your fist at the clouds?
He's been waiting for this one.
I'm sure. As I've said multiple times, the potential for the card to be fantastic is always extremely high.
And right, it's just the delivery of it and how it's done.
The
But
booking
I did
decisions,
hear,
the execution, all of it.
right, and I did hear too. Was it Tony Schiavone's now joining their team?
Yep, he's going to be
Seeing
one of their
that,
mainstay announcers.
right, and then they apparently, because I guess with the upcoming, because the month of September, it's kind of just going to be, I guess, on their YouTube channel, that they've got surprises and that lined up for this pay-per-view, as well as the first episode of their TV debut, because they haven't really released a lot of who's yet to be on the roster. So I guess that's like forthcoming what's going to be
Right.
over the next month or so of little hints being dropped.
I believe Randy Orton is a 14-time champion.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. You know, Halls works really well for a cough.
Yeah, I should have gotten some, but I'm too lazy.
Not quite. That should be you from the beginning, since you won the belt.
Kofi doesn't even fucking scare me. He throws pancakes into the crowd. I can't take Kofi Kingston serious.
I still don't think you're ready. Transitional.
Oh, they aren't treating.
I know.
No, you don't.
He really doesn't. Is my dad. Yep. I knew it too.
WWE trying to make it real.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
always do, though. I mean, look what they did with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles.
right.
It's just like, it's predictable garbage.
Right, because I mean, even when he was with the family and the audience, you kind of knew something was going to
Right.
occur, and now you got this. But even the way that this is going and setting this up, and we talked about this last night with Brock. I mean, if they put it on Randy, and then with Brock, supposedly they want him on the Fox debut and have that set up. I mean, you still have that Randy and Brock where he was busted open by him at that one pay-per-view. So, I mean, it could lead to that or a storyline down the road with, between Brock and Randy. But, I mean, I agree. Kofi needs to have this taken off of him.
Uh-huh.
And with them going as in-depth with the storyline as they are with this, I mean, I could see if they did Clash of Champions with Randy taking it at that point. Because they've built up to it.
Oh, absolutely. But the way they're building this is going to be an all-out brawl after Clash of Champions. It's just like, you do this so repeatedly that it's run its course. Do something different.
Agree. Sorry.
That's okay. You really don't have to always sit there and take it to the personal level. Sorry about it.
I just realized something that's could be a bad situation.
What's that?
Okay, so it's now confirmed that Pocono is going to have 2 cup races back to back in the same weekend. But could you imagine it raining out the whole weekend? You got to schedule a truck race Xfinity race and 2 Cup races on a Monday.
Yeah, when they made that change, they really weren't thinking. And the big issue here is with Daytona being now towards the end of August, that is the peak of hurricane season.
Yep.
And I don't think they really thought of that, especially with the kids, because the kids went back to school here on the 12th. And that being starting the 20th of the month, going to be some changes. Because even this weekend with that impending storm, they started canceling events here. Because I think Friday's one game is supposed to be in Jacksonville, and they've already postponed that with the impending weather. Because even if it's not raining or anything, I mean, they're expecting the high winds and people trying to travel and get in here for the games and stuff like that. They're just, I mean, Darlington's the race this weekend, and if it's going up the coast.
What's going on?
And I think that is a night race too.
Jesus Christ.
The track will be all torn apart.
Yeah.
Wendy! Hi there, little girl. You gonna wave to me?
Go ahead, wave. Say hi.
Oh, there's the hand.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I heard that straight up Steve Austin isn't doing too well.
No. I think the one in where they're pushing with the September ratings, I think, is with Becky on it. Yeah, because I think Baker Mayfield's on the upcoming one.
It was on last night.
Oh, okay.
He was on, yeah.
Yeah, so the one for September. Yeah, the one for September then is going to be Becky.
The reason it's not doing good because Stone Cold's not beating people up.
And he's not cursing as much.
But that's why.
I like the one where they had the people doing the obstacle course.
Yeah.
At his place.
Yep. Broken Skull Ranch. What are you doing? Look, you see yourself there.
Hey, we all see you, Wendy.
Chicken on your face, too.
Yeah, saving that for later, Mom.
Still got chicken in your mouth. For Christ's sake, finish it up.
Hi. Hi, little girl. Hi.
You said you're still chicken. That's fine. Here we go with the first King of the Ring match of the evening. It's going to be Ali versus Buddy Murphy. The graphic will be up there for you shortly. That's what we got thus far. Ali. Now, this Friday, we are all going to be picking our next round picks of this tournament. So, that's going to be over on the Horny Goat. That's going to be over on the Horny Goat. So, if you have not done so yet, please go over, subscribe, leave us a like, and leave some comments on all the content we have over there. We got games, we got wrestling talk, and we got some one or two videos about tattoos up there.
We had Drunken Madden live last night.
Yes, we did. It started out as basement drunken WoW playing. All right, Wendy, say goodbye to the camera for a minute.
I'm back. That was good.
Sounded good.
So this is the problem I have with Buddy Murphy. He wins matches, he looks great, and then he gets backstage and he gets the shit beat out of him.
Well, they even were doing that at one point with Ali. I mean, he was winning and was facing Daniel Bryan and champion, and he was winning, and then the same thing was happening backstage with him, or when he would be in the ring and he would be attacked and thrown out, and then he got injured, of course. So yeah, it's kind of like the same case scenario.
Buddy Murphy just shook hands with Ali.
I'm kind of out of the chat right now because my Windows decided to update here.
All right.
I got it under control over here, Ronnie.
Oh, okay. I even had this thing on figuring because I hadn't done an update in a while, and it did one the other night, so I figured it was good to go.
So, what category is Dorian supposed to be when it hits y'all, Ronnie?
Right now, it's saying tropical storm. It's in the depression now, but it's gaining strength, so it's strengthening to the tropical storm. But they're thinking from the track that they showed tonight, it's hitting Miami and coming up as possibly a 1, but with the winds, it could go to a 2. But they said they'll have more Thursday, but that was based on the one track that they use with NASA.
Oh, I wonder where the hell this is going after it hits y'all.
Well, and that's the thing. That's where they're saying with how it was looking the other night, it looked like it was just going to hit the Carolina coast, but it looks like it has shifted. And they interviewed some people that are down in Puerto Rico right now, and they're kind of taking it more serious, even though it is just a tropical depression, but it is gaining speed over the water, they said. And then, of course, with the Bahamas, once it gets out there, it starts gaining more momentum. But then when it hits land, where it's going to hit with where the track is right now, Miami, that's where they're saying that it could fizzle out, just be the rain and winds. But if it gains enough strength, it could be a Cat 1, possibly a Cat 2. So it's just a matter of watching because, of course, got to board up the windows and stuff like that at some point with the shutters.
I'm hoping if it's a Cat 1 when it hits y'all, by the time if it even gets up here, I'm hoping it'll be nothing.
Right, and you guys probably wouldn't have anything till the way they're looking at us right now, it's going to be Saturday night beginning like at 2 in the morning, so early Sunday morning, throughout Sunday, late Sunday night, Monday morning. So you guys probably wouldn't get anything till Tuesday or Wednesday. It'd just probably be rain.
Yeah.
But then the other track, of course, shows it going out just on the coast, which would just be the coastal flooding and stuff like that. But they said the potential could be 8 to 10 inches of rain. And we've had quite enough rain already.
Here, they have a really good matchup. I mean, I'm not a fan of Ali, but they have a really good matchup, and they go to a commercial.
Yep. I mean, I've got picture in picture, but
I know I do too. But it's just I don't know why they need to do that.
make those sponsors happy.
They can make their sponsors happy as soon as this match is over. Because watch, this match will end in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then they'll go to another
Probably.
commercial.
Well, my commercial wasn't anything important. It was just the Impossible Whopper.
Yeah.
Mine was the Gears 5 ad.
Buddy Murphy is strong. Not bad.
But again, like we were saying last night too, I mean, they've given him this momentum with the winning streaks and who he's faced. I mean, I even thought the match with him and Roman was great.
Yeah,
And
we talked about that. They've been doing really good at pushing him when he's in matches. But then he gets in the back and he gets
right,
the shit beat out of him. It's my only problem with it. They would just. But they've got him involved in this storyline with Roman Reigns. He's.
I see there's a Wendy in the chat, or Heather's phone's glitched out.
Oh no, that's a Wendy. No. What did she put?
She almost shut it down.
give that little girl a wrench.
I like how. Did you see how he did that kick? He didn't take a step away. He put his face, he put his head down, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and then kicked him. He didn't put his head down, take a step back, and then kick him.
Yeah, because right as you were saying, that's where it was coming on for me.
Actually, Alpha, I heard the Impossible Whopper is even better than a regular Whopper is.
Well, I'm never gonna eat one. I really don't care.
Yeah, but it's 100% plant based. It has no meat at all in
It's
it.
a veggie
Yeah.
burger. Is all.
Austin actually did a comparison because he eats those Morningstar veggie burgers, and the Morningstar is actually healthier, which I would have thought the fresher meat would have been healthier, but we haven't tried them yet.
It's a good match, but the decision, if they go with Ali here, bad booking decision. I like the match. Again, match is good.
Yeah, I
Match
actually
is
think,
good, but if they have all ego over here, I don't like this decision.
right. And where I was thinking is with Murphy's push that they were just going to continue with Murphy
I
on
hope they
this.
continue that push, but
Yeah, with the way it's going right now.
see, I don't understand the fucking philosophy of this fucking company. You put this motherfucking guy in a goddamn match with Roman Reigns. He damn near fucking beats him. He beats Daniel Bryan last week, and he fucking loses to Mustafa Ali. Fuck this shit. That is a bullshit booking decision. It's just to give the flippy shit guys a fucking push. This guy does flippy shit. Where's the decision in that? That makes no fucking sense. Whoever booked this shit is a fucking idiot. Absolute bullshit booking decision. And don't tell me any fucking different. You push this guy like a motherfucking... like he's the second coming. And then you fucking do this? Makes no sense. None. Bullshit. Sorry. I just don't buy it. This fucking decision made no sense. No sense.
Yeah. Buddy Murphy's buried.
Why did they have him winning matches against Daniel Bryan? Why did they have him damn near beat Roman Reigns then? If they weren't going to fucking do anything with him. So stupid. Fuck Ali. I don't fucking care for the guy. I never have. He's never gonna fucking win a WWE title. I don't know why they're pushing this guy.
I wouldn't say never.
No,
I was going to say the way they were pushing him in the
He'll
beginning.
never, and if he does, fuck WWE. Because the guy, I don't buy him as WWE champion.
Well, not even that, but I mean, just even the way that they were building him in when he first got on board. I mean, now what are you going to do? Have him going up against Nakamura?
See, that's the thing. They had that feud built, and then they fucking
They did away with it.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
You can tell that Amber Moon drinks a lot of soda.
Oh, look at this. Lacey Evans is on SmackDown.
I was going to say they had her, I guess, on injury. I guess she's back. Well, she couldn't win over Becky, so I guess she's going to go after Bayley.
Wendy.
Right?
Oh my God, the Miz back on.
Why is the Miz on the show?
He was just on last night.
Might be doing tag team match like they did last time.
Isn't he a Raw superstar?
Yes, they just
Then
said,
why in the fuck is he on
Yep.
fucking SmackDown? Oh my God. They just won't stop with this fucking wild card thing.
Where's your pappy? Huh? Here, go to the horse.
Miz and Sami Zayn.
Well, is it actually Sami Zayn or is it Nakamura from what they did last week?
That might be it.
No, they said
Sami.
Sami.
Might
So
be the Miz fighting Nakamura.
Because the way it looked like last week that he was going to be like Nakamura's mouthpiece.
That's what we're thinking also.
Well, they can make him Asuka and Kyrie's manager then. Just take over being the mouthpiece for all the superstars, foreign superstars.
Ryan Trick is working late tonight.
Yeah. He's working late. Sorry, I'm reading something.
You get that? Anytime, Ron. Anytime. That's why I'm here.
Hey.
Sorry, I was reading something.
Hey, come on now. Can you come here?
What's up, FeedStube? How's it going? Sorry, guys, I was reading something kind of important, so just bear with me. I'm sorry I went off. I don't give a shit. Can somebody explain that booking decision to me?
No.
Nope. Because like I said, I mean, they did the same thing to Ali. I mean, they pushed him. Of course, he got hurt. Now they were doing the same thing with Murphy. And then they're now having moved.
I just don't understand. A guy that could be, I don't know. I'm moving past it. So is the Miz going to get an Intercontinental title shot, or what the fuck's going on? I don't understand this. Have a wine. Wendy. I bet she's getting tired.
I bet so too. It's reading online, right? Yes, yes. some reading online that gave some heads to talk to it after the show.
Her?
My sentiments exactly. Last week on his
What?
Himself in a run on a losing streak, and instead of digging himself out, he latched on to someone else. He's a spokesperson.
What's your bottle? You want a bottle, baby girl?
Because he's the Miz and he's awesome. I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn on the light.
I was going to say, and he's got a T-shirt that says that too.
What's that?
And he's even got a T-shirt that says that too.
Yeah, he does.
Come here. Hey. Hold on.
Yep, there you go.
So nobody on fucking SmackDown can challenge him. There is nobody on SmackDown that can fucking challenge Shinsuke Nakamura. This is why the Ali decision was a bad fucking decision.
Right. I was getting ready to say that. But at least we get to see Nakamura.
Well, we were going to see Nakamura either way, but it's just...
Well, it's probably going to be, well, you have to go through me first. And
Shinsuke Nakamura, and now thanks to me, he is feeling more free and stronger and better than he has.
I'm back, guys.
Yeah, it would have been good, and it should have happened. They had the story. The story was there. It was built. And then they put Ali, which is fine, in the King of the Ring. But they could have fucking had Buddy Murphy, which would have made Buddy Murphy look weak, had Nakamura interfere. Because Ali beat Nakamura, and it would have made sense for Nakamura to fuck him over.
we'll see. And like I said last night too, I mean, they could have put Aleister Black in this King of the Ring, and
yeah, I mean, but you knew he's gonna end up winning his. They ain't gonna have him lose.
well, yeah, I think even Basement said, I mean, why couldn't we have used EC3? I mean,
Exactly.
He was slated to be in it, but they changed it.
Right.
They changed it.
I remember somebody said that too. I think it was Heather. Now, was it Shelton and Chad Gable? Or do you all think they're pushing Chad, or they're going to push Shelton through this?
I don't think they're going to be pushing either one very far. I think I chose Chad to win this. Or did I choose Ben Shelton?
You chose Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton. Because I thought with the revamping of his name and stuff like that, that's where they were going to start the push with him. But of course, that's where they're using the short jokes and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's kind of like with the AOP where they did the Drake Maverick and then just started doing the PP jokes.
Yeah. Fucking Sami Zayn.
He's the new Leo Rush.
It's getting that way. Fucking Sami Zayn is such a goon. Because WWE has the money to hire him.
Well, and didn't we all
Here's the thing,
surmise
and
too?
people keep saying this. Why do people blame the WWE? Blame the talent. They're the ones that signs the fucking contract.
Right.
I wouldn't blame fucking WWE for shit. People want to sign the fucking contract. Once they sign that contract, they can do whatever the fuck they want. If they don't want to fucking use them, they won't use them. If they want to fucking make them jobbers, that's what they're gonna do. They're employed. It's just like a regular job. If you worked at McDonald's, you said, I want to be a manager. You can't tell me I can't be a manager. No, they can't tell you can't be a manager, but you got to work for it.
Yeah.
But they can do whatever the fuck they want with you. If they say you got to go fucking clean out the dumpster, you go clean out the fucking dumpster. You're an employee. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I know that way too well.
Well, what I don't mean that in a bad way. Like,
Well, that's any position. I mean,
Yes.
you're not going to walk in and be CEO of the company unless you're a relative
Right.
see,
or married
Aaron,
into the family.
I disagree with that. They may utilize them, but they don't have to. If they want to use them in other arenas, that's their ultimate choice. They can sign them. It's up to that superstar to not sign that contract. They have the right to not sign it.
That's why they call it a negotiation.
So when they sign that contract, and I'm pretty sure in their contract it says we have the exclusive rights to your
Character.
not character, but we have creative control over what we do with you. I'm pretty sure that's what they have in their contract.
Right, but you would think at least that you're negotiating that contract that it would somehow say that you would be utilized so many days per the year or per month.
Well,
And didn't we all speculate that the reason EC3 wasn't being used was because of derogatory comments that were made?
that may be.
by him and-
I think that they're done with that now. I kind of agree with Basement, but I do understand why they probably. That you can't tell me that that's not why they weren't doing it. Because if you paid any attention to that promo that they cut, both him and Drew,
Right.
yeah, they were punishing them essentially.
But I mean, you can even see it in EC3 because it was around on Twitter, and you can see it when he was backstage and they had that picnic or something. I mean, from when he first got there and how he was doing his entrance to now, it's just like throwing his hands up just to, oh, I'm finally on TV for a stint for one match, and then they don't use him for another 3-4 months.
Right, but here's the thing. Here's what's funny to me. We sit here and see him do that. How do we know that he was not told to do that? You know what I mean? Because you listen to some of the Sami Zayn and his promos that he cuts. Sasha Banks last night. People, this just tells me that WWE pays attention to what people are saying on fucking social media. So of course EC3 he's not being utilized. So EC3, here's what we're gonna show you. We're gonna have you go out, but for your entrance, I want you to show disdain or disinterest in your character or whatever. And he does that. EC3 turns around and walks to the ring.
Right.
I think they might, I think that we could also make the argument that, okay, I got you. I get what you're saying. It put him over. It really did. Put him over for a couple
Well,
weeks.
you got that too, but then like when they were doing that one where they were all in the back and they were having the party, and it's just, I mean, I know that they're there for entertainment purposes, and I know that they're putting on that facade, but I mean, even to kind of look at him when he was sitting there drinking out of the solo cup, I mean, he just kind of looked defeated. Like, here I am, back here, not out with
See,
the talent that's out there.
again, Aaron, I get what you're saying, but you're missing out on a very key point that I made. In that contract, they have exclusive. WWE can do whatever. They're like an employee. They work at it's just like a McDonald's employee. If they tell you you're going to take out the garbage and you are a cook, you will take out the garbage. You are an employee. Okay? Like for me, I take care of families and soldiers and families. I have a desk job. But if somebody asks me, hey, can you take out the garbage? I'm gonna be like, no, I don't do that. That's not my job. I'm not a janitor. It's garbage. No. But what I'm getting at is you're an employee. You do not own your own person at that time. When you walk through those doors of a business, you do not belong. You belong to your employer for that amount of time. Now you have the right to walk out the door, but then you're losing money.
Right. Or change positions or change careers.
So again, I am not blaming WWE for signing these people. I am blaming the talent because they look on TV, they see what's happening. So if they want to sign a contract, that's on them. They have that. They may not be used for what they think they deserve to be used for. So it's their fault for not. It's on them. That's what I'm getting at. I do not blame WWE for that. WWE can do whatever the fuck they want with their talent. They want them sweeping the floor, they'll sweep the floor. In fact, I guarantee you some of the talent still helps set up the ring.
Well, and getting back to that,
They used to do it back in the day. Go ahead.
but I was going to say, I mean, getting back to that too. I mean, you mentioned Sami Zayn. We mentioned Sasha's last night. You mentioned the EC3. If you've got, and even Liv Morgan when she tweeted out, if you've got talent that's backstage saying, "Oh, I'm back here playing Nerf ball," and then you got EC3 coming out instead of doing like he used to when he first came out, just doing the pointing, and then you got Sami Zayn saying negative things. You got Kevin Owens saying negative things. You had Sasha last night saying negative things. I mean, it's one thing when it's maybe one or two or a handful that you've got making these statements if they're listening to what's going on with social media. But when you have a group like that that's sitting back there that you don't see, and then you're seeing the negativity or you're seeing like they're kind of deflated and defeated, that kind of sends a negative vibe to me saying they're not happy. Unfortunately, yes, they've got to oblige by their contract, but that comes across as your morale backstage cannot be at an all-time high when you're getting decent ratings versus how you're getting ratings now. I mean, it's affecting the talent. It's how it's coming across to me. And that's why I think we're getting some of the product that we are, because like the Ali story, I was looking forward to Ali and Nakamura. Then they took it away from us.
Right. I don't think I don't think the morale is low. I think that's purely again, it's purely speculation, I think. I don't because if there was that much dissension in the locker room, you wouldn't be seeing some of these guys, wanting to repeatedly on TV.
You would start seeing them rotating talent out. You would see the people that we haven't seen in a while because they're trying to make their employees happy so that they don't leave and go to another company.
I honestly think some of them just don't give a shit and they're getting paid. It's like because they're exclusive. They're exclusively signed, so they get paid no matter if they wrestle or not.
Right, and Triple H has always mentioned and always said, I mean, when you've got the passion for the business and that, and you want to wrestle, you'll make or break your character. But even like with Leo Rush, we all know what he was saying, and we had wrestlers that were tweeting saying what he was saying was incorrect, and then you don't see him as much anymore. You don't see him with Bobby Lashley anymore. Of course, you don't see Bobby Lashley hardly anymore either.
Well,
But
he's hurt. He's injured.
okay,
So yeah, so he's out with an injury. I think he had shoulder surgery. I think.
okay.
So, yes.
I'm not sure.
Last I heard, it was shoulder.
But I mean, I get what people are saying. I think it's just more or less people are not seeing certain people like EC3 or I mean, we just like a month ago, everybody's like, "Oh, what's going on with Buddy Murphy? How come he's not on there? He's on the main roster. How come he's not getting?" And then the last month or so, the fuck, he's gotten one of the biggest pushes I've seen a non-heavyweight superstar get in a long since Daniel Bryan.
And it breaks the fuck away.
Right, and then look what they did to him tonight. Caused him.
Yeah, that's why I went off.
Right, and that's the thing too, and you understand because we've watched it a lot longer. To keep names in the hopper and keep storylines fresh. I mean, yeah, use them for a couple weeks, or use them up to a pay-per-view or a following month pay-per-view, and then rotate. And then give us that fresh storyline, give us that fresh perspective with another wrestler. But it doesn't seem like we're getting that. We're getting the same names. We're getting the same ones on the pay-per-view. We're not seeing like Nakamura, we hadn't seen on a pay-per-view, and people were complaining. Now, of course, The Miz has got the storyline now involving Sami Zayn and Nakamura. But like we were saying with like just mentioning EC3, it's just, we're not seeing it. People are complaining that, we're not seeing, then you see him backstage, or you see him in like a derogatory light where he doesn't look happy, or like you said, he comes out and just does the point, does a match, and then you don't see him for 3-4 months.
Right.
And unfortunately, I mean, in my eyes, looking at it, I mean, not watching it exclusively for the last 2 months, it's like what I seen back in June, I'm pretty much still seeing August going into September, same names, and I'm not seeing anything really fresh and new when they started taking stuff away and started pushing Buddy Murphy. They took the Ali away. We got Rollins now back in the forefront. We still have Becky. And it just doesn't seem like it did back in the day, where it just seemed like there was a lot more that they were putting on TV or putting on a pay-per-view versus going with storylines versus what they're doing now. I mean, it's just the same person, but they're rotating them in with a different storyline or a different person to have a feud with.
Right.
And it's the ones that are still backstage or the ones that they're trying to repackage and rebrand that just kind of seem like 2, 3, 4 months before we see them again. And then, of course, then they get that pop. Oh, we finally get to see them. We see them maybe a week or two, and then boom, they're gone again. And it's like, I mean, you can't really, in 2 or 3 shows, really see what this person can do as a rebrand or a repackage. And it was even back when they were doing the Ricochet and Alistair and Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano. It just seemed like every show those guys were on, and we just got so tired of seeing them. And then all of a sudden, Alistair you hardly see. I know Ciampa's hurt. Gargano, which I know he went back to NXT, rumor and the goodbyes from the last NXT, he's coming up to the main roster. So it's like, Okay, put him in with somebody, and then of course Ricochet. But it was just they were constantly, and Ricochet still is kind of the forefront of who they pushed with that NXT with the four, and then Lacey was, and then of course then Lacey got hurt. Now she's back, so it's with the women. I know it's a little bit different because of them not having as many, but it just seems like in the span of 2-3 months, it's just been the same group that I've seen on the TV since June.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you a spoiler right now with Gargano. He is not getting called up to the main roster. He is not. He next week or Wednesday, and it's spoilers. Sorry, I'm spoiling things because I don't want people saying where's Gargano. He's not getting called up to the main roster. He's actually staying in NXT. They need him on USA. They're going to keep because they're bringing. Essentially, NXT is going to become the third main roster brand.
Okay.
So Gargano is not getting called up. Now, that's not saying that they still won't consider it the minor leagues, but because they did a segment with Johnny Gargano and it's happening Wednesday, I think. So spoilers, just so I don't want that, well, where's Gargano at? Because I know you just said, well, Gargano they did that send-off. Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
I'm not saying NXT is going to be part of the main roster. They're still going to consider it the minor leagues, I guarantee you. But they feel it is time to put NXT on weekly television. And I think it's about time too. Because they need to start developing more talent than what they are doing. Because they're kind of getting to that point where they have the same people on the shows every week.
Right, and just that alone, starting in October, that's 3 hours on Monday. You're going to have 2 hours on Wednesday and 2 hours on Friday, and that's just WWE alone without a pay-per-view or an NXT takeover or an NXT UK event or a Saudi show and a pay-per-view for a WWE event. So it's just, like I said, come October, it's just going to be a really burned out month with all the wrestling that's going to be happening.
Right. I mean, it's going to be one of those things you're going to have to get used to it. I think we should be fine. It's just one of those things. People have got to realize that, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
It's a great time to be a wrestling fan.
It is a great time to be a wrestling fan, and you don't have to choose which promotion you watch. I had somebody ask me on Twitter, and I'm like, well, why are you going to watch NXT? You can see it on the network. Well, no shit. But maybe I want to watch NXT before I watch AEW. Does it fucking matter what I watch? Do you run my household? You know? You are your own person. You do you. If you want to watch AEW and not watch NXT, fine. I'm going to be straight up honest with you, and I've said this numerous times. If you cancel your subscription to the WWE Network, you're an idiot. For soon to be $14.99 for the content that you get. Are you kidding me?
Well, just the pay-per-views alone, there.
I mean, good Lord, wrestling memories. We can just go. We've done it. I mean, right now we are getting ready. We're doing our own version of the Monday Night Wars over on the Horny Goat, and I am thoroughly excited. We are right now. We started from the build when Nitro first debuted up to, and we're going. It's just one thing. Anybody that's unsubscribed from the network is made no sense. It makes no sense. It's not even what's going on today. It's the documentaries and the the old show wrestling shows from back in the day. WWE owns all of that. Some of the best stuff back from the 80s.
Yeah, and it's not just WWE, it's
Yeah.
WCW. Their library is so extensive. I mean, you could spend days and days and months and just going back to the old stuff of, like you said, back in the 80s and the programming that they have on now with some of the original content, the chronicles and stuff like that.
You know, it's the content that you get from the WWE network is so vast. Like I love it, and me and Heather, I think we've watched. I've caught up to. I started watching from when Raw began up to now. I actually caught up on stuff that I missed myself back in 1995, early '96.
Hell, I I like going back and watching the old pay per views from the 2000s that I missed.
Right. And like I've said this numerous times before. You can like it. I'm not gonna sit here and say um, AEW isn't gonna succeed, but they're going to have a difficult time succeeding. With what Cody said, with the whole, well, I'm not worried about what the casuals think. He should, because those casuals are newer fans. If you don't bring in casuals and you just rely on me, the type of fans, like the regular fans, like me and Ronnie and all those people, the hardcore fans, I'm telling you, they will not succeed. They're hoping that 2 million people will view AEW on Wednesdays.
Well, and with this coming weekend with the pay-per-view, you're going to have that Jericho versus Page match. And Austin and I had this discussion. Who do you put the belt on?
Jericho.
And
You better
that's
put
exactly what he
if they
said,
don't
because
put the
that's
belt
the
on
one
Jericho,
fans.
they've taken one step back already.
Yeah,
Jericho
yeah.
is a name that is recognizable. If you wanna push forward, Hangman Page will get. He's only 27. It's not like he's never gonna win a world title. He's their top baby face. He'll win, but you want to put it on an established star, and I'm sorry. Hangman Page is not an established star yet. I'm sorry, am I? What are you talking about?
Twitter was down. I didn't want to interrupt you.
You know,
Bob, go ahead. What up?
Rio just like one of my
Yeah.
tweets.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. John Cena.
I am freaking out.
It's fine, Bob. Just relax. Um. Um. John Cena's been following people like left and right. I don't know if you've heard that.
Yep.
I don't know why he's doing. I think he's doing it to fucking do that. To toy with that moth girl or whatever the fuck it is.
I wish he would follow me.
He Bob. Here's the thing. Sergeant Slaughter followed me. Okay, I wasn't, and he followed like everybody. It's like I don't. I'm like whatever. I don't care who follows me. I don't care if a superstar follows me or not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not gonna mark out like everybody else does when that happens. Is it cool? yes, but it's not. I'm not going to lose my ever-loving shit over it. There's no need for it. There's no need for it.
I told everybody I'm holding out for Kenny Omega and Adam Cole for me. I'll shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
But it is cool. I mean, when you do get that follow back. But I noticed too when certain people are doing that. I mean, because I see like when Heather and Gina and I kind of get someone that follows one of us and then follows another one. I don't know if they come up on the recommended or because you follow it comes up on your recommended. That sometimes that's how that comes across. But when you get
right. Sergeant Slaughter, the reason he followed me is I tweeted out, and there's probably a reason why he's following people, and I don't know. I tweeted out, somebody said something about a sergeant, or there's an old saying in the Army, don't call me sir, I work for a living, if you're a non-commissioned officer, which is what I was. And I said, yeah, I had that problem too. People call me sir. Don't call me sir, I work for a living. So it's like, he liked it. And then, and then this other guy, then I was sitting there talking, and then he followed me like a couple hours later. I wasn't clout chasing. I wasn't doing anything. I just thought it was funny. But I don't care who follows me and who don't. I'm followed by that Dylan Bostic guy. Apparently, he's another big one on Twitter. He has like almost 500,000 followers. It is what it is. I have no idea who Thunder Rosa is.
It's underground, I think.
I still don't know who that is. I quit watching Lucha Underground a long time ago.
they're kind of a defunct division now.
I tried watching Lucha Underground, and yeah, superstars do that. Britt Baker hasn't hit the big time though. She's got a lot of work to do. I watched her wrestle the last time she wrestled. She didn't impress me. She didn't impress me at all. Yeah, that Priscilla Kelly, or no, it wasn't Priscilla Kelly. Who is Will Ospreay married to?
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Isn't it? Isn't that the one that concussed her?
No, she was the one that concussed fucking Britt Baker.
Yeah, Thea something, I think.
No,
Thea
it's
something.
it's not Thea.
That's who was in that match?
I can't
Is it
remember.
Bea Priestley?
There you go.
That's what he said.
Yeah, because Austin and I thought she reminded us of China a little bit.
She's not bad. She doesn't impress me. Ones that do, and I'm with Bobbit on this one, is Riho and the Japanese superstars. They're so far ahead of them two. It's not even fucking funny. I mean, good lord. I would rather, like, Kylie Ray, she should never ever win a championship. Ever. In my opinion. Nyla Rose, she needs to wrestle guys. Sorry. Who else out there?
Awesome Kong.
Awesome Kong.
Needs to retire.
Everybody fucking lost their shit when Awesome Kong and Asia Kong met in the middle of the ring. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see them two ever fucking wrestle. That's two 50-year-old people in the fucking middle of the ring, even though Awesome Kong's only like in her 40s. I think she's a couple years younger than me. I don't want to see them two fucking wrestle. That'd be a boring match. It'd be like watching fucking Rose Nyland and fucking Blanche fighting in fucking Golden Girls. I don't want to see that shit.
You got Allie. You got the Smiley Bailey out there. And then you got Randy.
Allie is being buried, and she is
Yeah.
she's probably the best wrestler on that besides the Japanese girls in that promotion. But it's all that match. She should never ever win another match again. They have buried her. They buried her. Brandy Rhodes, because of who she is, and I'm sorry, she's going to be the fucking champion someday. She may win the championship, and this is them booking themselves in shit. This is AEW is going to run into this problem. I don't care what anybody fucking says. I'm looking forward to what they're going to do, but I am skeptical because last July they just the Raw from last July, so that's a year ago.
Well, and even in that match, I mean, it took Awesome Kong, which we always say that Selena Vega is always helping Andrade. And I just assumed that's what they were going to do with Awesome Kong, just use her as Brandy's sidekick as to help her win the matches. Because when they first started doing their YouTube leading up to the pay-per-views, it was they were pushing for Britt Baker to be the named, when they of course named her as one of the talent that they signed to be part of that title reign. But yeah, I mean, I can see them putting it on Brandy just to put it on Brandy because of the name.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but I just got this funny feeling that's what they're going to do. I think she pooped, Heather. My kid she pooped this morning. Holy shit. Oh, I got up with her this morning.
Why are we talking about this?
You'll be fine, Bob, but I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you about my morning. I woke up, we did not get to bed till 5. Now, I'm going to say this. She has been up as long as I have. I took a nap. She took a nap. Heather hasn't taken a nap, but I let her sleep until almost noon today because she deserved it. But Heather was really frustrated last night. So I woke up this morning, changed her. I've been sitting up with her since then. Well, we both have. So hopefully it's going to be an early night, but I don't know.
That does not make it good. She is wide the fuck awake right now.
No, she did nap. She didn't really nap today either. That's the thing. She's not napping, and I don't know how to get. I don't know how to get her to nap.
I can get her to nap, but I need her to stay asleep when I put her down.
Yeah, we can't. She's one of those kids. You lay her down, she doesn't go
She
to
wakes
sleep.
up.
She wakes up.
Yeah, it kind of worked out for me because I worked night work, and when I would go down and sleep, because I would start work like at 3 in the afternoon, that's when he would go down. And of course, when I was pregnant, I worked where he was up at night with me because with working nights. So he was up in the womb, and it kind of just helped with the scheduling. But when I would nap and go down, then that's when he would nap and go down with me.
Right. This is why I don't care about the New Day.
We have a Truckopedia in the chat.
Yes, I seen that. We got a new subscriber, Mike Clitoris.
Oh. Lover.
Must be German. Heading home. I'll be home soon.
You always got to stop for his pizza first. Tuesday night.
Nope. I think Wendy just got a spanking.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
And now she's screaming bloody murder.
It's because she won't lay still when you're trying to change her diaper anymore.
How did you get blocked by Baron Corbin?
I just saw that.
I have to hear this story.
Said something about his Applebee's outfit.
Probably.
So, Baron Corbin blocked you? What did you say to him, Big Slow? 'Cause I know Baron Corbin is a really cool guy in real life, from what I heard. What happened?
She kept going around, so I spanked her butt.
Yes. You wanna jump on camera? I can't talk over your crying. Stop crying. Hey. Well, that shuts you up. Are you being naughty? Act like. What are you raising your hand for? You got a question? What the fuck is that all about? Somebody just needs to go to sleep. Lay down. Lay down.
Well, that will definitely get you blocked.
I don't see how, but whatever.
Well,
Oh,
wait till people see the ones with the crown on his head.
yeah, he'll block people for that. I don't look. Whatever, it happens. You'll be all right.
Hey, Wendy.
You'll be all right in the morning.
You done? You can behave. But you lay down. Lay down. Lay down. There you go. Nah, you don't lose any sleep. Look, it's not like you're hanging out with Baron Corbin on a daily basis and then all of a sudden he unfollows you, like he blocks you. It's like, yeah, when people block me, it's like, well, right.
I won that argument.
Well, either that or it doesn't hurt me because it's not like we were best friends or anything. Stop. Why don't you lay down? You are so tired. You gonna wave? You waving? You waving?
Hey, Wendy.
Can you wave back? Can you wave back? Can you wave back? Can you say hi? So you should just wave. Can you say hi? Say hi.
She is so adorable.
Yeah, she can be, but when it's time for bed or we're trying to get her to calm down, it's not.
Yeah, it's not fun then.
It's not. It is a living hell trying to get this kid to lay down. Uh-oh. It's mom just closing the window. As you can see, I haven't been paying much attention to the the wrestling tonight. The wrestling's been good. The booking's been
Well,
garbage.
same as last night.
Yeah, the booking has been.
Decisions. And,
The storytelling's been. Yeah. You want that one? Are you gonna behave? You want that one? You didn't miss much at all in the way of wrestling last night. The matches were good, but the booking decisions were terrible.
yep, exactly what I just said. Similar to the night.
The only way I get behind this faction ever becoming, or again, this faction ever becoming a thing, is if they move the Revival over to SmackDown. If not, I don't want to fucking see it. Then last night, these guys were acting like fucking baby faces.
Right.
What the fuck are they doing with these guys? Again, the wrestling's been good, Rain. It's just the booking decisions have been bad. Like the storytelling's been eh. Wrestling's never gonna change, Rain. It's always gonna. It's as far as it's gonna evolve. I've said this numerous times. You're never gonna. Everything in wrestling has been done. So for anybody to say that there's something needs to change, what needs to change? WWE has done everything that there is to do in wrestling already. And the only way, if somebody comes up with something new, and I don't see that happening in AEW ever. I mean, WWE is wrestling. It's just they're more about the entertainment aspect than they are the wrestling, which is sad. Which is sad, and I can agree with that. But I don't think they're different because it's still wrestling. I've said it like this: WWE revolves around the revolves the wrestling around the storytelling, and the wrestling where the wrestling should be revolved around. No. That's right. I said that backwards. The storytelling should be revolved around the wrestling, whereas it's the wrestling is revolved around the storytelling. Did I say that wrong again? Yeah, that's right. So the storytelling comes before the wrestling does, and then the wrestling comes second. Vince flips his lid if you say wrestling around. And why does he have a company called World Wrestling Entertainment? I don't think he does. I don't think he does. Because that makes no sense. Then it'd be World Sports Entertainment. He can't. It's wrestling. I don't think he flips his shit. I think that's just speculation again. Yeah, there's certain words he don't like. I'm with you, Rain. I prefer the wrestling. Well, that's what I'm saying. The wrestling, the storytelling should revolve around the wrestling. It should be the other way around, not the wrestling revolve around the storytelling. The wrestling should be forefront, at the forefront, and it's not. Yes, I understand that, Big Slow, but I don't think he. Then why did he name his company World Wrestling Entertainment? That makes no sense to me. That's why I don't buy that. It's wrestling. He probably doesn't agree with wrestling. Wrestling is what NWA was. That's not sports entertainment. I'm getting into the wrestling business. That was actually in the Monday Night Wars. He said that.
No.
They do, dude. Yes, they do. They build the show around the commercials. Oh my god, we gotta watch this fucking segment again. We seen this last night. Why do we need to see this again?
I was supposed to know when I was trying to put my knee out.
Hmm?
You're supposed to know when I was trying to put my knee out. I didn't see this part of it.
Yeah, no, this is so stupid.
Well, we got to promote that 24/7 belt.
Hello, I am Elias.
On that night when I win the King of the Ring and you see all I have done.
Grant has a question for you. Jack.
From the bottom of your heart.
Who do I think WWE's next big star should be? Are you? To be honest with you, Austin Theory. Him and Patrick Clark or Velveteen Dream are the future of this company. That's who I think should be the next big star. Austin Theory, if you've ever seen him, that kid's phenomenal. I know they're never going to give him a push, but Loomis, I can't.
You don't think it's going to be
Another guy.
Walter?
Huh?
You don't think it's going to be Walter?
Fuck that guy. I watched him. I had big hopes for him because they said he was the next. He can move. I didn't see anything special from him. He moves like Eric Rowan.
See, and when I look at Twitter and I see all these people with Matt Riddle, and that he's going to be the next big thing. He's going to overtake the Velveteen Dream, and of course now they got him in the feud with Killian Dane. But I mean, to me, I know Gina likes him, but he is just so pompous and arrogant.
Who, Matt Riddle?
Matt Riddle. And I didn't even like him in MMA because he was always that way in MMA. He always thought he was the best in that division. And it's carried over, and now it's carried over to his Twitter. And I know with them coming to the USA Network and stuff like that, and how he's tweeted out about Brock and Goldberg and these older talents that, and I know I've said this before about him, that he needs to kind of respect a little bit because of who they are. And I would really like to see Brock just kick his ass and kind of give him a dose of his own medicine. But
I honestly don't think that. I think Matt Riddle can legit beat Brock Lesnar.
Well, see, and that's what with everybody, like I said, when I see the stuff on Twitter and I see the stuff he posts and I see, oh yeah, that would be a great match. I'd like to see what Goldberg really could do against him. But it's just the responses that he kind of puts out there and how he acts has always been a turnoff to me. And it hasn't changed since his MMA days. I mean,
Right.
He kind of still has that mentality. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of McGregor, that he thinks he's untouchable.
Right. He's not.
And
I've
kind of seen this stuff with this feud with Killian Dane. I mean, he's kind of getting a dose of his own medicine with some of this stuff. But if they're putting him up into a category as the next big thing coming out of NXT, where he's going to dethrone Velveteen Dream or kind of overtake, and I know it was Ciampa at one point where he thinks he's going to reign superior over all these guys. I even think Adam Cole can beat him. But I guess we'll see how they do kind of do the push. I know he's, like I said, he's in that feud now with Killian Dane,
Right.
But with him being in that and just kind of seeing how they have kind of like made him kind of like a forefront of who they're looking to possibly push into that championship match with Velveteen, and I could see it. But
Right.
even with Velveteen Dream, I mean, he's kind of, when he first won it and was first, I guess, kind of he had that arrogance about him, and I think he's kind of toned it down a little bit. But there are times where I see him being that pompous, cocky, I'm untouchable mentality, and I don't know if it's how with him getting his start and how he went through the Tough Enough and how he was kind of trying to prove a point to everybody at NXT as well as the trainers and stuff like that, that they were wrong. They should have picked me back in the day. But I think he's kind of worked his way more so than, of course, with Matt Riddle. He's got that MMA background, so he's got that mentality that most of those younger fighters have in those divisions. That you see it with Khabib, you see it with McGregor, you see it with Diaz, and I don't know if it's a mindset that they get themselves in, but it just comes across as I'm better than you. And they need to prove it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. They need to step up and say, okay, I am this badass. I am this untouchable persona.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come across that way on Twitter and when you're doing videos, that's where I guess I get that bad taste in my mouth with them. That, okay, it's even with Becky. She acts like a badass, but then she can't back it up because it's just she got that push. And she can talk a good game on Twitter. She can do a video on Twitter and make it look believable. But then you see her in the ring or you see her get her ass kicked by Sasha, and it kind of like, okay, it kind of defeats your purpose there.
Yep. Yeah, it's just been. I like Matt Riddle. I think Matt Riddle, but I'm looking more towards the future. Now, Austin Theory's only 22 years old, and he was the main event he was the undercard to the main event of that Evolve event that they had live on TV or live on the network. He is really good. He is the next big.
Yeah, I'm messaging Austin because I can't think of the guy's name that I saw when we were watching one of the NXTs. And I even said about him, it was what his name was. Can't think of his name. It's the same thing happened last night for some reason. I couldn't think of AOP's name, and then all of a sudden it hit me.
Right. They need to do something with this guy for sure. If he doesn't win this match, then I don't know what they're doing.
What, you want to get down?
I don't think Matt Riddle and Rob Van Dam make a great tag team. They're two totally different people. Matt Riddle is strong style, whereas Rob Van Dam is a high flyer. I just don't see them being a good mix in the tag team. Is that she farted?
No, it's a chick.
Oh.
Punishment Martinez.
There you go.
Punish! Oh yeah. What's his name? Damian Priest. I
Damian
think
Priest, yeah.
But he's another one of those guys. He's up there in the age with Matt Riddle. They're about the same age, I think. He's very good, very good. I really like what they've done with his character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks, Trek.
Why does he do that? I don't know why why superstar don't break their damn ribs.
Or they could land wrong and fucking.
Riddle and Gable. Again, their styles clash to me. I mean, maybe it depends. I think Chad Gable might be able to do that.
No, baby girl. It's not a toy.
This section takes down Shelton.
Oh.
Mandatory words can break down your opponent or motivate you. Right now, you're motivating Chad Gable.
Nice.
Truck was also asking him.
Oh shit!
On.
Oopsie. What's that?
I said Trek was asking in the chat also if he could jump on.
I don't care. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to be on, to be honest with you.
No, it's just the end of the show here.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave as soon as the show's over.
Okay. Give me a second. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Trek?
Not much, man. Oh,
Hey, Trek.
hey guys. Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah, thanks for that name. Like I said, I had a brain fart. Same thing happened last night. I couldn't think of AOP.
That's the first thing that came to mind that I thought of him. It's like, oh, maybe this.
Yeah, he was just on one of the recent ones that I watched. It was like a week or two ago he was on. I was pretty impressed with that. Well, even with the New Japan, when I was watching that Lance Archer, I kept thinking I'd seen that guy somewhere before.
He had a really good showing, even though he only won like 3 matches or 2 or 3 matches. He had a very nice showing. His work has gotten so much better.
Well, I told Austin with his choice, I told Gene and them in the chat. I mean, he went with Juice all the way, and I had Kenta. And I mean, just some of those matches that some of them had. I mean, it just really impressed me with the way that the tournament went and the matches they had with all the way up to the main event.
Well, this is the right booking decision. It had the way this show was going, the way that they were doing things tonight. I thought for sure they were gonna fuck this up. Heather, you got that one wrong.
We've seen that even somebody has in the chat. I mean, you kind of saw that they looked like they were trying to recreate the Jordan and Gable tag team with these guys. But I mean, with this repackaging and rebranding, I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree that was a decision better than the first one.
Right. I'm gonna say this. I think they should just let Gable have a singles run. Don't put him with anybody.
They had him in the tag team with Bobby Roode. It didn't work. True. This could have been the Jordan Gable 2.0, but yeah, let him have a hand at the singles run. I mean, there's plenty of the cruiserweights and stuff like that he could go against, as well as some of the up and coming talent as well that's there.
Right.
And at least try to give him. Unfortunately, I mean, the same thing's going to happen. I mean, you're not going to see him winning anything like against Nakamura or Kofi right now, or putting him in the main event. But at least boost his performance and who he can maneuver with and do spots and stuff. I mean,
Be right back, guys.
Especially if you've gone through the trouble to repackage a wrestler, cut their hair, get them fresh start on a new show.
Yep. Hey, neighbor. Yep. There's 9 minutes left to go in this show. Thank God. Boring show. This has been a bad week for WWE already. This has not been their best.
Yeah, and even with news, there wasn't a whole lot of news either.
It's been slow. It's going to start picking up soon, though.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget, Friday for This Week in Wrestling, we will be doing. We will be doing This Week in Wrestling. We'll be giving our predictions for All Out. I think that's the only show that's going on that I really care about. And we'll talk about a little bit of other news. Again, I will not mention Becky or Seth. Anything that is not wrestling related, I will not cover. Because I'm not here. I'm not entertainment. I'm not gonna talk about fucking who Becky fucked the night before fucking WrestleMania. I don't give a shit.
Well, WWE did put out the Peyton got married, but they wouldn't say to who.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Yeah, and I understand that, but that's not. I get that. The stuff like that, I don't. That's not wrestling to me. That's the problem with the with WWE today. They're more worried about what happens outside of the ring than what happens inside.
Well, that's the entertainment factor.
And that should be the other way around.
Oh, I agree with you.
The other way around. No, I know you do, but I'm just saying. I don't care that Becky and Seth got engaged. Good for them. I hope they get divorced in 2 weeks. I really don't care.
Wit romance.
Because once they get married, then everybody's going to wonder, when are they going to get a divorce? What's going on? What's the drama with Becky and Seth this week? People are dumb. People are stupid.
Wait a minute. You said you don't care, but then in the same token you said you hope to get a divorce. So that means that you do care at least a little.
No, I don't. I don't care. I hope their plane crashes on their honeymoon. Just kidding. I don't wish that on anybody.
Well,
But now, when they bring it into the forefront with wrestling and have their wedding on the show, which God forbid, everybody hopes it does not happen, then they've actually crossed that line.
I actually said it last night. If they do that, I'm not watching Raw that night. I will not watch the show that night.
I will.
I want to see who catches the bouquet.
What up, Beersy?
Exactly.
It'll be Baron Corbin. Then he can start his feud with Seth. It might even be Braun Strowman. It'll give him a title match.
Say what's up to the chat. Beersy, Rain, Ronnie, Ryan Romano, Sarah, and me. What's up, guys? I'm doing good, thanks. I'm just...
What? You know what said? Seth and Becky's going to consummate their marriage before Drake Maverick does.
Yep. Well, they already did because she already put that tweet out.
Yeah,
true.
And that's what I know. I don't want to fucking see that.
That was cringe.
When she tweeted that, I'm like, this is why I don't care. That's just, I don't care that they did it in the butt.
This is why I like the Twitter for NASCAR, because it's all about the NASCAR.
Right,
and the truck designs and the car designs.
You see the Twitter for WWE, and it's all about what Becky and fucking Seth had for fucking dinner last night. Or it's what did Roman Reigns do after fucking show last night? Or what fucking Paige did with her dogs the other day. I don't care. That's not wrestling to me. I'm sorry. I get it. People are fans. But you don't have to know everything that they do on every given day. If you live to see what Becky, Seth, and all these WWE superstars are doing on a daily basis, you need to reevaluate your life. Because the day I start doing that and I start worrying about what Becky, Seth, and all these WWE superstars are doing is the day that I need to be put in a fucking mental hole. So.
Oh,
Well,
I
it's
have
just
my
like when
daily
Twitter
off
goes down and
pictures.
people just freak out. Oh, I can't get to my Instagram to see.
I remember when Twitter. Remember, like, it's right about the time you got sick. About 2 or 3 months ago, Twitter went down. People were losing their shit,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
like, there was somebody on Twitter. It's like, oh my god, I wasn't able to see what Becky did today. Oh my god, I'm like, shut the front fucking door.
Oh, I figured with Bob, it was like, oh, I didn't get to see Alexa's new picture she put up for Throwback Thursday.
Now, good. Ryan, we're going to check out this video, all right? You should too.
But you do have to admit, Bob, that when the NASCAR drivers are out tweeting, it is about upcoming races or upcoming
Yeah.
paint schemes and stuff like that. You don't see Jimmy Johnson,
Oh, there
his
it
wife
is.
went to dinner and paid the babysitter and went to bed. Now, when you watch the Racing Wives that's on CMT now, you're kind of getting more of an insight on Kyle Busch and Samantha Busch, which I really don't need to know about a lot of
Oh,
that.
hold on.
No, I hate liars. I have trusted that man. I have trusted that man. For almost the last year, I've trusted that man. I have been betrayed. I did not know anything.
Interesting.
I didn't know anything.
They could have done a better job with the storytelling here.
He lied to me. He has lied to me. And he has betrayed me. Somebody has told Rowan to do this.
See?
It wasn't me. Giving me a heart attack. Rowan has lied to me. This whole time. And
Interesting.
Yet another way to carry this on.
Carry it on. Yep.
I don't like what they're doing here.
They got what, 2 more weeks to the pay-per-view?
Say it again?
Is it what, 2 more weeks to the pay-per-view? Lead up to the pay-per-view?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a dud ending. We got one half of what did what. But if you look, who is the one that was driving the forklift? That's what we want to know. Eric Rowan tipping over a thing on top of fucking that didn't even touch Roman. I don't give a shit. Yeah, he was there, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean Daniel Bryan did it.
As Daniel Bryan said, somebody told Rowan to do it.
And I'm still saying it's fucking Samoa Joe. So they're going to continue this all the way through the pay-per-view, which I don't mind. I'm not going to lie, this is long-term booking for them. This is their idea of long-term booking. At least they're building a story here. But I don't like that they have Roman involved. Now Roman Reigns is going to blame Daniel Bryan. Is this how they're going to turn Daniel Bryan babyface again, or what? I don't know. We'll see.
Right, and I kind of agree with you with the Samoa Joe. It's kind of like, okay, they're leading us into that. Okay, it's Daniel Bryan, but then you're going to get that. See, it was him all along when you see flashback to the car one.
Right. So I don't know. All right, what was your? This is something, and we didn't do this last night because we had to get out of here because we had to do something else on. We did a draft. We have a fantasy football league going, which this is the test run, so people don't get excited. If we did, we would include every other people. We're gonna try this, see how it works. I'm not good at fantasy football. I think we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
So, but next year we will definitely include others. If it works. That being said, I'm not even gonna talk this best segment and the best match. My best match was Buddy Murphy again. Buddy Murphy again. Fantastic match. This guy can wrestle. I did that like the booking decision, but there was nothing else on the show that caught my eye. The best segment? Probably this last bit. That last bit. That's all I can. Last night, I don't even know what the best match was. I don't even know what the best segment was.
Last night there wasn't one.
So, Bobbit, what about you?
Best match for me, I have to agree, is the Buddy Murphy match. I also agree with you. The best segment would have to be the Roman Daniel Bryan thing.
And there's nothing that really caught my eye tonight. Trek, I'm not.
Hey, we didn't get Shane McMahon.
Okay.
We could have.
Trek, I'm not even going to ask you because I don't know if you've seen the whole show.
No, I'll let you know tomorrow after I get to watch it.
Okay. Ronnie, what about you?
I've been liking the King of the Ring matches. I mean, not the decisions that they've made with some of them, but like tonight. I mean, I agree. The Buddy Murphy and Ali.
Mm-hmm.
I even liked Shelton and Gable. And I mean, that one I think they did get right.
Yes, they got that one right. I would have given that one probably a higher grade had it not been such short. They could have let them guys go a little longer.
They could have gone a little bit longer. But I mean, the matches, even the ones from Raw last night, those King of the Ring matches, I mean, I enjoyed. Didn't agree with the one decision. Baron Corbin was the okay one.
Yeah, the Baron Corbin match was pretty good. I suppose I could go with that. Yeah, I mean, they didn't do too bad on that decision.
And then segment wise, yeah, the continuing of this Roman Reigns.
I mean, that's the best thing. It wasn't great. I didn't like how. The only way I'll get behind this is if Daniel Bryan is not involved and Daniel Bryan is telling the truth. So, but we'll see. I don't know. I think I'm skeptical at this point. But yes, it was the best segment of the night. That being said, Heather, what about you?
Couldn't really pay attention too much because of this one, but
Yeah, I know.
from what I was able to pay attention to, Buddy and Ali was the best match,
Mm-hmm.
as we expected it to be because of their backgrounds.
I'm not a fan of Ali's, but I like Buddy Murphy. But go ahead, Heather. I'm sorry.
The best segment. I mean, the Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston one comes close.
Right.
However, they took the story in a predictable direction, so I kind of killed the buzz of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to go with the Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Eric Rowan.
All right.
I'm about to have my face eaten.
Okay. Well, let us know in the comments down below on the video, or let me know in a DM in the comments down below. I'll read them off. If you DM them to me, and I'll let you know we'll do that. We'll read off what people thought of was the best segment. Don't have to explain it. Just tell us what's your best segment, best match was. In the comments down below or DM. You know where to find me. Most of you that watch us know where to find me on Twitter. It's at the Cold Bone Show. I changed it. My kid is losing her shit right now. My Twitter handle is now at the Cold Bone Show. Please go ahead and then put in the comments. We're putting the comments in the comment section down below this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the Horny Goat. Tomorrow we'll be debuting In Your House. I think it's In Your House number 3 on the Horny Goat for Wrestling Memories. We are thinking about taking that live, but I don't know yet. We will let you know if and when that happens. But go check out them videos. And then don't forget Friday. I think doesn't Wrestling Memories debut on Wednesday or is it Thursday? I'm sorry.
Wednesday because Thursday is Top Bell Games.
Okay, so yes, it'll debut on Wednesday. Don't forget also Friday This Week in Wrestling we'll be giving our AEW predictions and a couple other news and notes, and I think there's another whatever. So please enjoy the content here and over there. Also tomorrow night, do not forget we will have the Sideline Study podcast. We will talk Andrew Luck. We will talk NFC and AFC South. We will talk the Pac-12 and the SEC. And then and then we'll just talk a little bit news and notes about that. And then Friday, of course, over on the Horny Goat, we're talking about This Week in Wrestling. Go over that stuff. I know I'm repeating myself, but things are popping in my head as I'm talking. And that being said, you know where to find Ronnie, Bobbit, Trek, myself, Canadian Basement, Heather, Gina, all them people. Check out the Horny Goat, man, because Basement and I did a live Drunk Madden. He challenged me to a Madden game. I beat his ass again. So we were trying to get Bobbit, but he fell asleep. So but that being said, we will talk to you tomorrow night on this channel for Sideline Study Podcast. I want to thank everybody for showing up, and I want to thank my daughter for being loud and obnoxious as usual. You guys
Makes the show.
You guys have a great night. His fucking kid.